Hey, this is Troy Erickson from emaillistmanagement.com. Today I'm back with another student interview with Whitney Pursuta, coming all the way from Columbus, Ohio. Whitney, how are you today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you, Troy?
I'm doing amazing. And it's really cool to hear that we have another person in the copywriting community all the way from Ohio. I spent some time there. So tell us a little bit about how you got into copywriting and email in the first place.
Into copywriting in 2020. I was looking for a way to make money that wasn't my corporate finance job, so I could spend more quality time with my two daughters, who are now 5 and 2. At the time, they were 3 and just born. And so I did the whole Google how to make money online, and I found virtual assisting. And I thought, well, I don't know if this would be right for me, but it's a good start. And I applied for a job with Laura Catella Georgi in Eden Beauty. And she actually read my cover letter that I submitted with my application. And she said, this is really great writing. Have you ever considered writing for a living? And I thought, my first thought was like, what does she know? She has a skincare company. Because I had no clue of anything in the world. So I Googled her and I was like, oh, maybe she does know. Maybe she has an idea of what she's talking about. So I worked with Laura for a few months in 2020, and then we parted ways professionally. We're still friends now. And I did nothing. I sat for all of 2021. I stayed at my finance job, kind of put it on the back burner, and had absolutely no clients. And then in December, when Laura's Diamond Day was coming up, I was like, okay, this is the time I need to decide. Like, do I want to do something, or do I want to just stick it out in finance and just be miserable for 40 hours of my week and be okay with that? And I ended up getting approved to go to Diamond Day, went, and I made the decision there that I said, as soon as my year-end bonus hits at my finance job in the following February of 2022, I'm quitting it, no matter what. Like, no matter where I am, I'm going to quit. And so that's when I really went all in, starting in December, and I started really prospecting for clients and upping my writing game. I joined immediately after quitting my job. I joined Copy Accelerator, which is probably like a very strange move to make, like lose half of your family's income and then take on a pretty decent sized expense. But you know, when I said I was going all in, that's what I meant. And then it was through that I was introduced to you, Troy, and joined your email secrets and joined Email List Management. So now I'm just riding high.
Awesome. I didn't even know. It's always good to be around Laura and Stefan and the whole community. And it shows you how you can, by accident, almost like reach somebody who's really high up, an amazing person. And, you know, Stefan and Laura, just that. So how did your whole journey, like after you all in, how did you, get your first few clients? Was it kind of hard to learn and try to get clients at the same time?
No. So I have sort of a tactic where I think it's easier to learn when you're getting paid to do it. So I decided that whatever I could find, I was going to say yes to, and then learn how to do it as I went. And I've had pretty good luck with that. I think that comes from optimizing my profiles, sort of being willing to put myself out there, which I think a lot of people in my position where you're pretty new are okay with telling themselves no, being like, oh no, I'm not qualified for that. I'm not going to apply for that. Oh no, I don't belong in that room. I'm not like that. I'm like, yep, I'm going to see who's going to open the doors for me, and I'm going to let them tell me no instead of me tell myself no. So I've been like, I've been learning on the job. Everything I get, it's been okay, I'm going to figure it out. That's how and then I'm getting paid to do it. Even if it's not the super highest rate, I've done pretty well. And I think it's a lot easier. It's easier to learn when there's some skin in the game.
What's been your hardest challenge so far, and how did you overcome it?
Oh gosh. I would say the hardest challenge I have is that I'm introverted. So getting on a call and trying to sort of pitch myself, along with all the imposter syndrome that comes with just starting a new career after spending so much time in another career, that's the biggest challenge, is sort of psyching myself up to be like, okay, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to make connections, and it's not going to hurt that much. It's going to hurt less the more I do it. And I just try to remember that a lot, and this is actually kind of a pessimistic view, but I say it anyway. Like 99% of the people you meet, you probably won't be in contact with in 5 years. So why do you put so much pressure on the interactions that you're in, right? Because you meet so many people, and most of them you won't even remember meeting 5 years down the road. So I try to remember that. I'm like, no matter how terrible this goes, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So that's sort of my pump up to remind myself. There are people who will stick around, but it's and all the people you meet, it's a low percentage.
Yeah, thank you. That's definitely good advice for somebody who might be a little bit nervous. And yeah, I had a mentor once too. He was like, "Hey, nothing you do matters." And I was like, "What are you talking about? That sounds terrible." And he's like, "It doesn't matter. Like if you mess up or like you succeed, tomorrow isn't the same as today. And you have to like move on from that." And I was like, you know what? That's really so moving forward. You started in February with no clients, is that correct?
Yes. December of 2021, I had 0 clients. I did invest in myself. After Diamond Day, I hired Laura to do like a 1 month sort of boost myself and sort of give myself the momentum in finding clients. And through that, I was able to find my first retainer client that I still have. It's only been, 4 or 5 months. In I think February. And I've been getting just project after project since then. I do think one of the most important things that you can do is invest in yourself. And that's also one of the scariest things you can do, especially when you're going from nothing. But the fastest way to gain skills is to sort of like grab onto the coattails of someone else and ride it with them. So that's really what Copy Accelerator has been for me. That's what ELM has been. That first retainer client I do their emails, I do their marketing emails, and I've been sort of like watching the modules on ELM and seeing how I can incorporate it into their strategy, because before they hired me, they had no marketing people. They were all they're a coaching program, so they had all like mental health professionals and nobody with a marketing background. So I've been able to take this, and it's kind of like almost low-hanging fruit, because I'm not up against like a previous marketing strategist, email list manager. I'm sort of like, I'm the pioneer for them.
Yeah, definitely a very pioneering spot to be in, where you get to like take control and like be the first one who tries all these things. And sometimes like certain clients, they haven't tried it before, and it's all brand, but it's amazing too. It's like you're new, and it's going really well so far. So, another thing I think is really amazing too is that you've grown very quickly. You just posted recently in the email management certification program that you hit 10K a month. So I'm kind of curious how that fits and how many clients did it take?
So it happened because I really wanted to push myself. And that was really when I decided that I was going to stop saying no to myself. Because I think an easy thing to do is sort of get 3 problems ahead and say like, well, I couldn't possibly take on these clients because I'll be too busy. Or, you find 3 opportunities you want to apply for, but you're like, what if I get all 3? So part of you is saying like, I'm an imposter and I'm not qualified for any of these, but the other half of you is saying like, what if I get them all? Then I will be completely overwhelmed and I won't be able to do good work on either of them. And the odds of both of those happening, or the odds of either of those happening, is kind of low. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to apply for everything. I'm going to see what I get. It was all sort of like a happy accident that it all kind of happened in the same month. And honestly, I got pushed over the edge through my network. So your network is, I think, probably the most important thing you have in this sort of community. I was on a co-working call with people in Australia because I have 2 little kids, so I work a lot at night when they're in bed. And so I was like, I'm going to get on this call with a bunch of people in Australia. It's 9 a.m. their time. And we were just talking about like, what are we working on today? And this was the middle of May. And I said, well, I'm prospecting. I'm so close to hitting the 10K mark. And somebody on the call says, "You want a project?" And I was like, "Yes, I would love a project." And so he was able to push me over that line, and it was super awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to continue working with him because he's obviously a cool dude who likes to help people. And those are the people I want to be around.
Yeah, it's something. I had a similar moment on a call with my student Alex, much like this, and he added up the numbers of what he'd done over the past 30 days. And on the call, he realized he had 10K a month. So everybody has like their special moment where they realize and they're like, "Whoa, like no way." So that's awesome to hear yours. Now, I'm also curious how the email list management certification program that's helped you and like what your favorite parts are. Because I think it's really cool that you've created, I think, the biggest accountability group that we have in the program. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Yes. So the accountability thing is huge. It really keeps me moving forward because there are times when I'll get overwhelmed or it just won't be front of mind to continue to keep working the modules. But then I'll remind myself that like, oh, on Thursday you have a call, and if you haven't done anything, what sort of example are you setting? So like Thursday morning, sometimes I'm busting to get a couple mods done. I mean, I haven't been able to incorporate this too much yet, but I feel like the anti-promo tab module is going to be huge. Like that's such a huge just marketing tool that's now in my toolbox to say that I have this knowledge set. I do want to use it on like the client I talked about. I haven't done it yet though. I've seen some promo activity. So that's a really big one. Just like I think that alone is worth the cost of the program, probably however high you decide to charge, that's going to be it. But I honestly just the ability to get to do the homework and then get really quick feedback on writing emails and sort of, I don't even like curating your pitch and things like you have this group of talented individuals who are there to give you feedback. It's not something where it's kind of, oh, here's this homework, send it out into the abyss. And there are multiple people there who have different perspectives and can give you a different direction based on your clients, your experience, and sort of the direction you're taking your own business. So that's really awesome outside of all the amazing content that's in there.
Perfect. And the last question I have for you, this is always a fun one. If somebody wants to hire you, how can they hire you? How can they contact you?
Sure. The easiest way to contact me would just shoot me an email at whitney@whitneyprosciutto.com. And I usually get back really quickly. I am always looking for new and exciting experiences in the copywriting world.
Perfect. And what are your favorite niches to write in?
So I do a lot in the personal development niche, and I do a lot in the health niche. So personal development, I work with coaches, I work with mental health professionals. I do a little bit of the manifestation work because I think the woo-woo's fun. And then health, it's really just whatever you got, supplements and the like.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here and congrats on everything that you've accomplished in a very short amount of time. And for anybody listening, if you want to connect with Whitney, you can email her whitney@whitneyprosciutto.com, maybe even hire her. And if you want to hang out with me and Whitney and over 250 other people who are learning about email list management and building the world's greatest community about it, you can click the link in the description below to apply. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on a future episode.